In this issue of Video Fashion Style, fashion designers look to the arts for inspiration and collaboration. At Louis Vuitton, Marc Jacobs teams up with contemporary artist Richard Prince for an acclaimed runway.
I thought the show was beautiful and exciting, and I loved the Richard Prince Naughty Nurses.
Giles Mendel collaborates with artist and friend Enoc Perez for a collection with a painterly touch.
It was wonderful. It's working with another artist. We understood each other. And to start with, we have very similar palettes, love of line, so every seed was there to begin with.
In Paris, Albert Kriemler brings an artist's creative world to life, while in New York, painter Ashley Longshore plays muse to Christian Siriano.
A little bit pop art, a little bit kind of surrealism within art and our world.
The canvases of Greg Polisseni make for inspired menswear at Artistix. Plus, Antonio Marras captures the spirit of Carol Rama.
I steal different elements of her work and I try to recreate a special panel with like a collage with different elements.
From the canvas to the closet, see it all next on Video Fashion Style.
I thought the show was beautiful and exciting, and I loved the Richard Prince Naughty Nurses.
At Louis Vuitton, Marc Jacobs continued his successful series of collaborations with contemporary artists, this time teaming up with Richard Prince.
We weren't really, part of the collection, but we were the inspiration. The inspiration were nurses by Richard Prince. I think Richard Prince collaborated with Marc Jacobs on his collection. So it was fun, coming out as the nurses and then coming out again as us and seeing all the girls was nice. It was exciting. I flew from New York only for this, for Marc, doing this special appearance.
My collaboration with Richard Prince was amazing. He's one of the greatest American contemporary artists. I personally collect his work. I love his work. He's got a great opening or a retrospective of the Guggenheim. We collaborated. He had this idea about Louis Vuitton After Dark, inspired by all these romance novels that were covering the tent, of these After Dark things. So we thought evening wear. Then I thought of other things that Richard thinks about, like SpongeBob SquarePants, these checks that he paints over, etc. So we took the colors of that, we collaged shoes, we mixed, we cross-referenced, we appropriated, we changed, we twisted, we tried to do him proud. I love his work, I love him as a person, and we had a great collaboration. I think it was really cool and cartoony and totally right for the 21st century. It's what people look like. They look like characters and caricatures, so that's it.
Well, I love what he does for Vuitton. I love especially the clothes, the tailoring, the suits, winter clothing especially. And, I think he's a great person, and I love what he does for his own line, too. So I'm a big fan and a customer.
I haven't absorbed it all yet, but it was really great to watch, and there was a reddish dress that I liked, the green in the back.
I love the collection, I love the colour. I thought the shoes were gorgeous. Obviously the bags were great. I loved the use of these sequins as well. There were so many pieces that I really, really liked and that I would wear myself. I think Marc is obviously a genius, and it was great. It was definitely worth being here for. It was one of the best shows I've seen.
For J. Mendel, the artistic synergy between designer and painter resulted in a vibrantly graphic Spring-Summer 2015 collection.
Well, this season, I collaborated with Enoc Perez, a great painter, an artist, and friend. And through a selection of some of his art, we developed fabrics together, and I designed the collection.
was wonderful. He's working with another artist. I saw him suffer through the same things that I go through when I'm having a show. And, we understood each other. And to start with, we have very similar palettes, love of line. So every seed was there to begin with.
Well, all his paintings are extremely textural and very rich in colors and texture. And in reality, it was really fun to somehow bring him to my world and show him the magic of transforming fabrics in the same way that he works with his paints. And as you know, we are very unique in the way we work our fabrication. So the mix of both became magic.
It was beautiful. It's interesting to see how Giles went to this idea of New York City in a very painterly brushstroke sort of way, and a palette of black and white accented with a really bright chrome silver that became actually a burnout on a lot of fabrics and a pattern on a lot of fabrics. Very much the idea of a geometric plaid, but doing it in a very artisanal way that looks like it's hand-painted and handcrafted. I love that addition of that bright citrus, super tart green that he opened with the show that became little bits and furs, became a beautiful little embroidered detail in a lot of the short dresses, and then color blocking them in white and lime green on a pleated skirt on a long gown that had a slit up the side with a lot of movement and fluidity. And then kind of doing that same idea in hot, shocking pink, and then taking the entire color palette almost to the water, underwater with aquas and beautiful coral combinations. Again, very much the idea of a geometric plaid, but doing it in a very artisanal way that looks like it's hand-painted and handcrafted.
Craftsmanship has always been something so close to Giles and his brand, and I was lucky enough to visit his studio and see how they work in his space, and it's absolutely incredible what they do with fur.
I think it's amazing. It's New York. It's young, feels dynamic, hot, if I may say.
I think it's a woman who loves luxury, who really enjoys and appreciates the artisany and the work involved in the clothes. And she's socially involved. She needs to dress up, and when she wants to dress up, she comes to me.
In New York, fashion superstar Christian Siriano teamed up with pop art sensation Ashley Longshore.
A little bit pop art, a little bit kind of surrealism within art and our world. But yeah, and I still wanted the collection to feel like bright and bold and powerful. I was really inspired by Ashley Longshore and her paintings. Yeah, they stand for something. They're still beautiful and amazing, and she's an amazing artist, but they're also fun and playful, and they don't always take themselves too seriously, and her color palette, her use of like matte and shine, I loved all of that. So it's all in the clothes. She actually is going to be live painting today during the show. And because she actually painted some of my favorite iconic women in the collection. So I really wanted that to come alive. I like that we inspire each other. So I think that was really fun to see. I really wanted the collection to have quite a range. You know, there's really wearable, great dresses that I think people could wear every day. And then there's some things that are, you know, maybe you're not wearing to work every day, but that's okay. I think it's about the progression. It's about we start at one fantasy world and then we kind of turn that into something that's more commercial. So there'll be some really cool major 90s moments in the front row, which I'm excited about. We're opening the show with Coco Rocha, who I love. Mae Musk is walking today, who I love, who's, you know, 70-something years young, which I think is fabulous, and I'm excited, yeah.
I loved it. This is my first fashion show ever. Yeah, so I'm geeking out. I'm freaking out. Every single look, I was like, oh, that one. And because I was supposed to like pick my favorite, it was too hard with this. For me, I always had to like have that extra red carpet outfit. So I picked about 4, but I love the black sparkly ones that were like sexy but elegant, and I was just like, that's mine.
I love everything Christian puts me in. I've been lucky that he's been dressing me for like 4 years now or something, and I mean, it changed my whole feeling. He understands women, and he's just the best. He's lovely. And he doesn't use any leather or fur, so that's really how I became attracted to him in the first place, and then I just fell in love with him, and of course he's a genius. I mean, there were so many things that were amazing. And then I really liked that suit that the guy was wearing. His stuff is so beautiful.
I just love that there's all body shapes. I was walking down today, and I love how he dresses me in my curves, and I always feel the sexiest and the prettiest in his outfits. I love that he thinks of everyone.
I think we just have to celebrate people, celebrate women, men, non-binary. Who cares what you are, celebrate that. So I try to do that in my show because I think sometimes you have to put it in someone's face to be like, no, look, this is beautiful and amazing. And that's what we're trying to do today.
Akris designer Albert Kriemler is known for superb craftsmanship, precise tailoring, and for being influenced by the arts. For spring 2018, Kriemler looked to Alexander Girard.
It's an interior decorator and an architect, fabric designer, a graphic designer, just an all-round talent named Alexander Girard. His French-Italian background, born in New York, grew up in Florence, did his studies in Rome and London and New York, and had his first professional life in New York. Then he moved to Detroit, and he would start to collaborate with Herman Miller, a great furniture producer. After doing some first work for Herman Miller, he got the artistic director for the fabric department of Herman Miller. And he would develop the most exquisite home decorating fabrics. And when I discovered this in the exhibition Tvitra, Alexander Girard, 2 years ago, I said one day I would like to do a summer collection. These colors, they were sensational. They were never shouting, but they're very present. They're happy, and they have an eternal quality which I've rarely seen before. He's an artist in color, but then he has also this talent to do totally timeless but happy, wonderful fabrics. I selected 7 works out of his life period, and then I started thinking, and we developed a lot of quite diverse versions you will see. We did fantastic prints. I wonder if I've ever done a more interesting print. But then there's also intriguingly interesting St. Gallen embroidery. The yarn is modern, the graphic design of Alexander is amazing. You would never imagine that's a classic embroidery, because through thread and design it's a real today fabric. But then it's the workmanship, the laser cut, 5-layer chiffons, or the 3D roses, you know, which has grown out of one work he did in a very early stage of his life. Listen, I dress a today's woman. She's a woman who is really modern. She wants to have uncomplicated clothes, and clothes need to be uncomplicated. They can be very glamorous, but it needs to be easy, you know, and it needs to be chic for sure.
Today we're launching Artistix, an artist-based line. The artist is Greg Polisseni, and I'm the creative director, and I've taken his artwork and put it into fashion. And we've launched today workwear chic, coveralls, overalls, painter pants, motocross pants, great prints, all his art, all authentic, and we're having a blast. We look at all his paintings and we decide together which painting will be appropriate for work on clothing. And this season it's equality, so it's lots of black and white abstracts. It's all about mixing pop culture and fashion. My career is based on music and fashion, and adding art is like something I've always wanted to do, and collaborating with somebody who's so talented. It's been a great time.
Every one of my lines is based off a painting, and the painting has to have meaning for me to put it out onto a set of clothes. And equality, I know a lot of people look at it like it's just a bunch of stripes and white and black, but the actual painting took me about 48 hours to do, straight. It really means so much now, especially with everything that's going on in our society. It even makes more sense because every stroke that I put on that painting, I had to do the exact same one with my left hand. So everything was equal.
The world is having a lot of ups and downs right now, and we strongly believe together. When he told me the paintings were equality, I believe in equality, and everybody's equal, and everybody should be equal. It should be one one world, equality. And that's what this collection stands for.
It's a celebration in a number of ways. And I really hope that people get that message.
The set for me is very important because I love art, I love cinema, I love theater, and for me the fashion show is the real moment we can try to put together the different combinations. The muse of the season is Carol Rama. Carol Rama is an extraordinary artist. He's an Italian artist. She was very, very close to Marras and Andy Warhol, and I love her work. I had the chance to meet her 8 years ago, and we decided to collaborate for a special exhibition together. And now I decided to dedicate the collection to Carol because she was for me, she is for me. It's like a mother, like a sister, like a lover. I steal different elements of her work and I try to recreate a special panel with like a collage with different elements, like flowers. She made the rose especially for me, and the wrestling belts. At the end also it's very, very important because Carol worked with the nail polish. In the end she put the nail polish on the end. I try to recreate the same spirit but in different way about Carol, and I put different strange elements like belts, like shoes, like bags, and also an extraordinary jewelry. I think it's a woman very, very strong, very special, very, very extraordinary. She is a very powerful woman. Artistic, of course.
When artists and designers collaborate, fashion's long history with the arts is brought to life on the runway.